everybody on this beautiful morning. What is the problem? I don't know if it's TikTok or my phone. I'm trying to add my other account, and every time I get there to adding it, it has a problem. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We might just have to take the loss because it's not working. Oh, I know they love to be there. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take the hit because I don't understand what's happening. It might be my phone. I'll just take the hit. Okay, Erica. That's good. I appreciate you. I need you to make yourself a gingerbread man.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Oops. Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm a little late. So, first things first, I had to postpone Saturday night. A, I wasn't feeling well, but B, guys, y'all didn't help out the mods. What happened? I thought everybody had homework. Don't assume that somebody else is going to do it. You do it. You help out. What I need for you guys to do is to find the mods, the enablers, the supporters, the gifters. Yeah, she said she wasn't going to be begging anymore, but that didn't work out now, did it? So we need some help. So please don't forget. And I will reschedule it. I don't think this Saturday, but next Saturday. Correct, Melanie. So today we're going to talk about Elena, or what is it? Risk taker, heartbreaker, risk taker, Pookie, Medina. Mark has made a return to begging on TikTok. So you know what I say. You go away, I stop talking about you. You come back and you'll be back on the grid. Tia, whatever her name is, Becky and David, I have a little bit of an update. That's why David's name is there. Josh and Ida, they have some very interesting things to say. Then we have Sheena, and of course we have Angel Girly Boo Bear. You don't want to get in the box last night. Well, welcome to the grid today. So, who do I want to start with? Let's start with heartbreaker, risk taker. Now, if you are sorry, y'all know I'm trying to find the notes. If you are unfamiliar with her, nope, that's not her. There we go. Thank you. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I forgot the introduction. So, if you are a member of the team, please hit the daily heart me. If not, stick around. And if you like what you see, hit the daily heart me. Join the team. Gifts are appreciated but not mandatory. I'm going to do this regardless. And finally, every time I change a photo, please like the live until you see the heart. Keep tapping until you see the heart's tail and then fill it. And then take a break. Oh, thank you, Crystal. That was beautiful. Keep tapping until you feel the heart's tail. There are two reasons. One, the main reason is to make, well, no, that's not the main reason. An important reason is that we know that they don't like that they get talked about. Oh, thank you, Granny Annie. You know I love that one. I love the bouquet. Um, we know that they don't like it. They're enablers, they're mods, they're supporters, and so they're going to try to report the page immediately. The second thing is that we want to end up on the For You feed. And we know they're going to give us a hard time because we have a static photo. So keep liking the live. Let's override TikTok and their nonsense. Right, Katie. All right, Elena. So if you're not familiar with her, she was living in an apartment with family and her significant other. I do not believe that they're married. And they had dogs, of course. And he had, I can't remember what he had, what pet he had. But they decided that they would have a better life if they moved to the state of Washington. So they went about selling everything. Mind you, she was begging before that. She would beg for food mostly. Mind you, everybody in, I shouldn't say everybody, there are two or three people in the house that get SSI, which means that they would also qualify for food stamps. The man she was with was working. So why? I think they wanted DoorDash and delivery and fast food, and you can't use food stamps for that in every state. Right? Begging for food while they were eating. So they made this big thing of moving. They were selling all of their things. They had the van to move in. All was great. And then, lo and behold, she pops back up needing money for gas and food, etc. And they've decided to return. Yeah, Schindler. I know. So they decide to return with nothing. And they're all living in this van with two dogs. And they again need help with gas to get from point A to point B and food. Mind you, she's the only person sitting on the phone asking for the money. And I never understood if 542, whatever number, are people who are going to be on the receiving end of this money. Why can't they ever show their face? Now, not children, not minors, and I'm not asking for even elders to do so. But it's for y'all, plus I believe her mother, all adults. And yet she's the only person begging all the time. Somebody make sense of that of me. And so, of course, I'm asking questions like, if you need food, are the dogs being fed? Because I'm sorry, there are some people who will starve to make sure that their animals eat. But you don't even have like a home base, a location, nothing. Every time I turn around, you're someplace new. And you're going back to what exactly? What are you going back to? Now, of course, she wanted everybody to know they don't get paid until the first, and their food stamps won't come until next month, which, with the government shutdown, regardless of what side of the aisle you are on, you know that doesn't bother me. I only speak facts. It looks like A, you can fill out a new application, they're not processing them, and two, they may take it away. Becky, yes, you are allowed to go in any live you would like to, but people are messaging you because they want to make sure that you're not getting taken advantage of. It's not meant as a form of harassment. It's not meant to say that you've done anything wrong, but we're trying to help people. And if you are in one scammer live after another, and you are conversating with them in a way that makes it seem like you're gonna spend money, they're gonna message you. It's a kindness. Perfect, Becky. Perfect. But we don't know from one person to the next. And so we often stay silent, to Rebel's point, because we'll get blocked. And so when we see somebody actively encouraging them, talking to them, making it seem like what they're asking for is okay, we're going to message. But it's not personal. Thank you, Abby Baby. We're only trying to protect people from being scammed and lied to and manipulated. I can't tell you how many people have gotten taken advantage of, and then they come over here and they say they wish they had known. And I'm talking some to the tunes of thousands of dollars. Right, Birmingham, and keep doing so, because Kat is saying $10 all day, but she's getting that $10 probably 5 to 10 times a day. And you also got to understand, Becky, that I'm only one person, and the people who are in here are only the people in here. There are other people who are anti scam as well, who have groups that don't come here, and they're going to do the same thing. So I realize, um, like, you're in here and we appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. But there's other groups who are going to do the same thing. So we're not all one big collective where there's the manager of anti-scam and they dictate to all of us. That's not how it works. Oh, well, Becky, all I can say is go in there and let them know, like you did us, and hopefully it'll stop. And I hope that the message you're getting aren't rude or nasty or anything. Okay, Erica, no worries, honey. You know what I always say, real life takes precedence over anything on TikTok, including my live. So, you're getting paid on the first, and there are multiple people getting a check, okay? Not just one. And if you're living in a car, then all you need is what? Gas and insurance, so that food and any of your other expenses can be covered. But what I think they do is I think they get money and they go and they stay in a hotel room until they run out of money, and then they come to TikTok when their food stamps run out, because it's not like they have some place to cook. Although, as much as I don't like Steph Travels and the stuff she pulls on her people, she shows very easily how she cooks and prepare things living in her van. I told y'all when it came to Sean, if I'm going to be homeless living in a car or a van, I'm going to live like that intentionally, even if that's not what I expected. I'm going to have a cooler that I can put ice in so I can keep food. I'm going to get a little burner stove so that I can make something warm. I can have tea. I'm going to have a big thing of water. But they don't live with intention because they see TikTok as an ATM. They see TikTok as an ATM that they can draw from at any time without ever putting anything in, by the way. It's not like they've put in $1,000 and then they try to draw it out a little at a time. No, whenever they want something or need something, she comes and puts herself in front of the camera and says, can you please, can you please, can you please? But when you ask her a question that is relevant, I don't mean like, why are your tattoos the way they are? Or why, you can ask her a relevant question like, how are the dogs being fed? And it's silence. She will ignore you. When I asked her about the dogs, her reply was, I have a Cash App and a PayPal. What? No, of course, no forward planning. Because even when they were in a home and they were, I guess, semi comfortable in terms of their living situation, she was still begging for money for any and everything. So why would we expect her to change, especially now that her living situation has declined? But I have never met a group of people who make life decisions on a whim. There's always a lack of planning, according to them, and they need the world to fix it for them. I'd be damned if I had my elderly mother living in a van because I made piss poor decisions. Her safety and comfort and health would come first above everything else. So I'm not getting her in a van driving halfway across the country and have no plan whatsoever. Oh Lord, Jordan is live this morning. She must not have gotten the money last night for her to be up at 7 in the morning. Because isn't that what time she says she has to go to work? It's 7 in the morning. Somebody go over there and find out what she wants this early. I mean, we all know, but somebody go find out for me, please. Been like that all night. Well, child, I had to decide last night that I was going to sleep. I will say that Mr. stayed home from work on Saturday and we thoroughly enjoyed the morning. Oh, she texted her boss to be late. Oh, of course. Japonica. I haven't done all night with her, but I've gone pretty late, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like, why are you staying up? She's saying the same thing over and over and over again. Go to bed. I'm staying up like I'm going to get a part of the $70. Good morning. Good morning to everybody coming in. You've been up till now? Japonica. It's either LESBEGAY, the number 2 together, or it's LEZBE Gay, the number 2 together. So it's LES or LEZ. But if you put J Paul in and you're not blocked, you should be able to find her. It's funny because I keep seeing the gingerbread man and I keep thinking it's me. Hilarious. Wow, Ruru. Thinking Bear. Just remember this. Blocking is symbolic. We can make as many accounts as we would like. Let's talk Pookie, who went through the whole thing of saying that she wasn't going to beg anymore because she did not want that label. Mind you, she works. She is in a rent-assisted apartment. And I believe she also gets food stamps. Now, the world has, I shouldn't say the world, the American dollar doesn't go nearly as far as it used to. I get it. But you are a single woman with no children. That means everything you get, you only use for yourself. And I am sick and tired of people making bad decisions or not having any forward thought and then thinking, well, TikTok should fix it. Now, again, I am not opposed to people getting on here and saying, I'm in an unforeseen situation and can you help me? There are lots of people who have had mortgages paid, rent paid, credit card debt covered, they get medical, dental, you name it. But that is different than coming on every day, every other day, and saying, I need something, I need something, I need something. And then getting mad at the people who are like, I thought you said you weren't going to ask anymore. And the other funny thing is that she created a burner and then put up a video saying, this is my other account. Were we not supposed to follow that too? So she needed money for groceries. And let's not forget, last week it was $100 for a coat and shoes. And she slipped up and said new shoes, which means she has shoes. And why I say that was a slip was because as soon as she said it, she changed the direction. She's not new to the area. She just wants newer. So yesterday she had a nerve to say like, oh, I created an Amazon wish list because that's what y'all told me to do. Who told you to do that? Because I'd like to meet them and ask them why. Who told you to create an Amazon wish list? I believe somebody might have asked you if you had one. And so, of course, a scammer will always take every suggestion as if it was an ask. Right. It's always we told them. Who's the we? Hey, Rammer. Who is the we? And then I don't know if the person was being funny or not. I hope they were, but it was hilarious because they were like, I can't find it. And she'd be like, if you do such and such and you say Pookie, Pookie, you'll find it. And they were like, I can't find it. And she was like, okay, this is what you do. And she walked them through it. And then they were like, I can't find it. And she was like, you have to do Pookie space Pookie. It was hilarious. JP is going to make a GoFundMe for a camper. I hope you being funny. I mean, not for nothing. That's about the only thing she could get. Good morning, good morning. Because, oh, wait a minute. She's playing both sides. How so? Of course, she can't get an apartment after all of the evictions. And see, this is the thing. If she was at least honest, then you can understand. But she's not being honest. She tries to pretend like those evictions aren't evictions. Or like, remember, she was taking them to court when in fact he was taking her to court for failure to make her rental payment. She no longer followed her lease agreement. But she kept telling us that somebody came in and beat her up and she was suing them. But you notice how where she slipped up was when she said she had to be at court or else the case wouldn't go forward. The case isn't a civil case between you and your landlord. It would have been a criminal case from the state of Ohio against the landlord and the woman who came in. Your presence isn't mandatory, especially not this early in the process, and would have also required that he get arrested and charged. Now that that story no longer suits her, what happened? What happened? But I'm getting off topic, and she's not the person in the screen, so I'm not going to talk about it. But Pookie, she was like, y'all said for me to get an Amazon wish list so I'm not seen as a scammer. Ma'am, we still see you as a scammer. We still see you as a scammer, beggar, liar. Ha! Granny Annie. Listen, they're everywhere. They have made begging a second job. And so it could be our second job too to call them out. Becky, would you like a box to explain yourself? Because for some reason, your presence is causing disruptions in the chat, and people are now more focused on going back and forth with you instead of paying attention to what's going on. She was asking for $95 for groceries. Well, I know Pookie has another account. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. How are you? Okay, I've never been in here before. I don't even know your chat, but do I go into Jordan's? I've been a follower from her for like 3 years probably. I don't send people on this app money. Never have. Um, I'll go in because I'm an addict. I've been in recovery for years. I'll go in and
Congratulations.
talk to somebody because I think that's more the problem. If people would stop sending her money, maybe she would get the help she needs.
Okay, so let me explain to you um our position, okay? And again, I recognize that you're an adult. It is your account. It
Right.
is your money. You can do what you want. But what I think people fail to recognize is that I shouldn't say most of the time, a lot of the time, the people who are sending money are newbies. They don't know the story. They don't know that she's been begging for years. They don't know that she has scammed people out of money. that she has lied, cheated, you name it, right?
Right. And I
Hold
see that
on,
part of it.
hold on.
Y'all don't ever think
Becky,
I'm so
hold
new to it
on.
that I don't see what's going on. I do. That's why I don't
Becky,
send people
Becky,
money.
Becky, hold on. You didn't let me finish my point. When the newbies come in and they see somebody like you who is in there on a regular basis, who is talking to her, chatting her up, asking her questions so that she can continue to tell her story to people, it sends the message to newbies that this is okay, that this is normal, that she must really need the help because I've seen this person named Becky in there over and over and she isn't saying anything is wrong. And so they take the clue, and it's not just you, it's the mods, the other enablers, the gifters, you name it. And so that while you may not be sending any money, you may be sending the signal that all is okay, that people should trust her because you trust her. And I
Uh,
realize that that might not be your intention, but I just want you to think about that as a possibility, which is why people are like, why are you doing that?
no, I get that part. So when you're done speaking, I have something to say because many of your people are putting shit in the comments that they think I'm not going to respond to. So when you're done, I want to have my say. And
Well,
this is crazy because I don't come on TikTok. I've never gotten a box. I don't talk. But I just feel like, okay, so if somebody's going to like come after me, then I have a reason to, to defend myself. I send no money. I don't have nothing is attached to my TikTok. Nothing. I have a business. I'm not trying to get in all that. Like I said, I was an addict for many years. And I've been in recovery. And then I had relapsed for a year, but I've been back in recovery for months. Um, I won't send money. I know what's going on, but would I send somebody my number? I don't care. I can always change my number, but I would send it just trying to be a friend to talk somebody off the ledge. I would rather them be able to text somebody and be like, "I'm struggling today," rather than something craziness happen. Don't know the girl. I only met her 4 or 5 years ago on TikTok. She was one of the first people I met before all this begging. I don't remember seeing her beg until like this past year. I don't never go look at the lives though. Um, but I see the problem. I mean, somebody just made a video yesterday about her. She needs help. I don't know what to do with it. I had to hit rock bottom to get the help.
right.
I
So
don't know
my
what rock bottom. If
question
people
is,
would quit sending money, that rock bottom would hit. But people want to keep helping because they feel
right.
like they're doing
But if
something.
you are in the comments saying things like, give me a call, you can call my number, etc., you should save that for people who actually want to get well and not somebody who is scamming so that they can continue to use. Because
Okay, no,
again,
y'all sound paranoid. This person says she's so paranoid. Well, glad you're. No, the only person that's paranoid is y'all. I can be friends with her and not send her money and try to get her help. Y'all want to? I
but
mean, this person, these
but
people are actually coming.
Becky, calm down. You're talking
I
to
understand
me, not
that she
them.
says J. Paul won't get the help, so somebody makes. I get that part too. I understand it.
Becky,
Um, yes,
Becky, listen. I can't control the 294 people that are in here. I can't control what other
right.
people in other lives do. What I can say to you, though, is that I want you to sit back and think about when you were at your worst and when you were doing whatever you needed to do to get your money until you were ready to change.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody
No, I
tell you,
understand. And so
right?
she's got to completely hit rock bottom. Okay. So hold on. This girl, Nurse Jones. Why does I have a business. I have my Cash App and my PayPal. You will never find anything on here me asking anybody for money.
Okay.
I have never, and I will never. But I have a small business. So yeah, I post stuff up there. I had my Venmo and somebody tried to scam me last week. Two different people tried to scam me. So, but I have a small business. You cannot find it. I never ask nobody for no money. I
That's
take care of my 84-year-old mama. I ain't got time for all that. I only go on TikTok just to watch videos, scroll, doom scroll, whatever you want to call it. I ask nobody for money.
okay.
People who
And
don't want
I
to believe me. I
appreciate
don't care if you believe me or not. I've never asked nobody for money. I just
Okay,
want y'all.
but
I just came in. You came in the chat. How? How did I come in sideways? Because I'm saying that people are treating me like shit because I try to be somebody's friend that's an addict. I would love to see her get help. I just don't know how to help her do it until she's willing.
Becky, Charlene, would you do you want to come up? I think people are questioning. Okay, so you have to also understand this, Becky. Sometimes their mods, sycophants, enablers will come here to hear what I'm talking about and then go and tell her as if they're tattletaling. Jordan Paul isn't blocked from me. None of them are blocked from me. They can all come in here and hear exactly what I'm
Right,
about.
and I've heard her talk about multiple people, but I have to be honest, you're not one I've ever heard her talk about. It's the one that goes
Because
on
yeah, because
TikTok
I don't
beggars or
lie.
something.
Right, because I don't lie. And I don't go real
Yeah,
life unless it's
she calls people
positive.
bullies, but she's never said that about you. So I seen when you, I was just scrolling and I seen your live and I'm like, well, let me go, because I see so much about Jordan, and if I'm thinking incorrectly or I'm thinking dumb as hell, I will listen to everybody's side of the story. Have I ever sent money to her? No, I don't send money to no one.
And I appreciate that. I think that's excellent. I
I
want
can come in and give somebody if I got a few coins on the app, but
But
I thought,
again, I want you to understand that there's giving somebody money and there's enabling them in other ways. And I know as a former addict, you know what that
yeah,
looks like.
and I get that too because she sees like there's 100 and some people in her life, and she's like, if so many people could send this or that. I mean, and I even called her out earlier today. I'm like, you make it sound so sad. I said, but I'm not. I won't call you out. But I said everybody else says that you're an addict. I'm not going to say that you are. But if you are, that's why I gave her my number. I'm like, just reach out.
Well, Becky, just bear in mind that the same way that you are allowed to be, respond, act in any way you would like, you're everything you do is going to be there's going to be a consequence. There's going to be a
Right.
reaction to your action. And
No,
so
I understand that. I get it. I mean, I was an addict for 14 years and got clean. So I mean, I get it. It just aggravates me. I understand living in a motel is expensive. I did it for 2 weeks. I get that part. And I asked her. I said, if you're working, why do you have to come up and beg every week? I mean, there's some reason that the money's going somewhere every day. But people that are in active addiction aren't ever going to admit it. So do I go in there and try to talk to her? I do. I wish I could figure out how to get her to get help without just straight out calling her out on it in her life.
okay, but Becky, let me say this. Do you think you are the first person that has ever reached out to her to try to get her help? I think that because you've gotten clean, you want to pass it on to the next person. If the
Right.
person you are trying to help doesn't want it right now, then what would, within the community, what would they suggest? That you keep supporting them, that you keep talking to them, asking them to talk to you, sending them a few coins when you have it? Or would
No,
they
probably not. The only thing I really do is like the heart me thing and comment and then claim the coins. But
all
um,
of it? All of it is enabling. All of
no,
it.
and I get that part, but I sometimes I mean, as being an addict in recovery, I feel so bad for people because I know what it feels like to be that person. I may not be giving them money to go out and get high. Like I asked 4 different questions in her life and she couldn't even respond. If it's not, and I even told her, I said, "Girl, you want help from people, but even the people that comes in here all the time, and they can ask a question and you won't answer it unless it's somebody trying to send money." My question was, does TikTok pay once a month? I don't go live. Somebody asked me, do I go live daily? No. I went live twice for less than 5 minutes. I get nervous. I'm not doing it. Even with my small business, I get so nervous. I couldn't imagine going on live begging for money every day. I couldn't do it. I mean, my conscience, my nerves can't handle it. Um, I felt some type of way this morning because I'm in there just trying to be a friend, and people literally started messaging me. Um,
Oh wait, hold on.
oh
This
wait
is
a
who
minute, I was
we're
gonna say,
talking
oh
about.
shit, did I just switch? Um,
No.
but yeah, I don't go live. I've literally went live less than 10 minutes twice because I got a couple of friends that we hang out on social media. I was like, you need to go live with your business. I'm so scared of it, y'all. I couldn't do it. I
Okay,
couldn't.
hold on. Sweet Sassy, good morning, dear.
Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning. Becky, this is, I'm not trying to be rude, but your page is a small business. You might want to make a backup account because you're hurting your small business by giving these beggars, scammers, it's not looking good for your small business. If you go on a backup where no,
Else. Straight up.
Correct. And who is helping you?
Yeah, right.
Is J
Like,
Paul saying to you, let me help you? Let me make sure
if it's not for my mama or my two adult kids, I would then be back on dope, y'all. Like, nobody's helping me, so why am I so worried about helping the next person?
well
Because she, like,
listen.
exactly, just what Mincy says. She doesn't want the help right now. As long as people's handing her money, like Survivor Nation. I have followed that couple for years, and they just made a comment, a post yesterday, a video. They're like, "We don't. My wife doesn't even like this person, but we know she needs help, so people stop sending her money. They call her out, but nobody else. No, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I just need to stop following and stop going in straight up.
Well, I appreciate you. I just want you to think about it. Again, I'm not in a position to tell you what to do, but as long as you are in there and you are seen as enabling her, whether it's the 1 cent, whether it's the hey, how are you? It's good to see you, you're gonna keep getting messages. Just understand, like, again, you're allowed to do whatever. Just understand that because people want her to hit rock bottom. They know that rock bottom is necessary.
Right, and until people stop sending money, it's never going to happen.
Right.
That's the thing. And I understand the motel is expensive as hell. When you go on vacation, they're expensive as
It
hell.
is, but how is
And
she asking for money on the same day that she gets paid?
and I even said that I'm like, and I understand that how expensive a motel is. You don't have it. You're not going to ever have enough to save up for rent and a deposit and pay your motel. But at some point, you have to just suck it up and sleep in your car. Now, her supposedly the car's in the shop.
Ain't that
Uh,
interesting? I personally think that it's gotten repoed at this point because she didn't pay the money.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, she wants a camper. Yeah, I see. Boy, people just really don't like me, and all I was trying to do was be friendly to somebody, and I
No,
haven't done
no,
shit to
no. It's
nobody.
not that people don't like you. You are taking personal. You are not the only person that we message. You're taking personal that people are trying to prevent her from taking money from additional people. And as
No, and I
again,
get. I'm
as
saying the comments
long
like, can we move on from Becky? She's this. She's
well,
that.
because you have totally taken us off of. She wasn't. J. Paul wasn't on the list today. So
Well, I
that
apologize. I've never seen your live.
that's okay.
So
Well, welcome in. I hope
yeah,
that you
I've
enjoy.
never seen you. So you ended up being on my FYP. So I was like, well, let me just go in here. Yeah,
Oh,
I've never
great.
seen that Pookie lady. So I'm gonna have to check that one out. I've never seen that one before.
Well, hopefully you join our side of the community and you can learn about. I do 9 people so that you can realize A, I don't pick on any one person in particular, and B, I'm trying to show a pattern so that as new people come across us, they can
Yeah.
understand and they can see it. But that's why.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to unfollow. Back when TikTok first came out, I didn't realize that you could follow or not follow people, so I started following everybody. So I've been at 10K, and every day I go through and unfollow like 3 or 4 people, and then I follow more. So I have to go and follow somebody and then follow you because yeah, I've never seen you on my FYP, and I'm always willing. Okay, y'all, I'm always willing to learn. Okay, bye, Becky. See, people are just rude as hell, but no, I'm always willing to learn.
Becky, it's not that they're being rude. You are distracting me from my normal whatever. And I've let you go on for a while because I want you to understand that this is the side of the street you should be on. But I do have to respect the fact that these people get up with me 3 mornings a week. and they are accustomed to my live going a certain way.
Okay,
So I
so do
do
what
have
you
to
need
go
to do.
back
You
to
you
that.
actually you offered me the box. I don't take boxes, so do what you need to do. I'm not trying to be a problem, but y'all have a good day.
You too. You do.
Oh, bitch, funny as fuck. People being shady.
I gave her all that time and we're being shady. Did you how I couldn't have been any nicer? Okay. Well, that's why people tell me to move on. Anyway, Pookie, we absolutely see you as goodness, we ain't even talking, we don't even have the right person up here. I swear to God, sometimes. Yeah, she knew how to drop herself. I didn't drop her. I know. It's Monday morning. It's been a weird week. So, Pookie, at the end of the day, we still see you as a scammer because every time I turn around, you're asking for money. And I didn't even watch you last night while you asked for $95 for groceries. Have you decided that being on TikTok gives you more money than your job? Because I think she said something about not having enough hours to go get another job. Then go get another job. You don't have children, you don't have a significant other, you're not taking care of a family member. Go work another job. But TikTok isn't your personal ATM for when you want something. It's not. And as long as you are doing what you are doing, then we're going to be here. And you're going to be on the grid. And I'm going to bring attention to you and your nonsense over and over and over again until you stop. So keep doing you, and I'm going to keep doing me. Yeah, she's going to get more hours, all right. Hold on. Good morning, G-Ma. Boo. Did you mean to come up? Okay, maybe not. Right, Christy. Good morning, a little bit.
Morning, Dee Dee. Good morning, everybody else. I just had, since you were talking about Jordan, I just wanted to drop one quick thing about her. But I can wait until you get done with Pookie.
No, go ahead, because I'm not bringing Jordan back up. So,
Okay. Oh, I just wanted to say real quick. I don't know if you saw it the other night, but she literally, in like the middle of the night, just started, or not middle of the night. I'm sorry. It was around 9, 10 o'clock at night, somewhere around there. She raged. I mean, completely raged because she was told that she only had until midnight to pay $100. It was for that day plus, I guess, fees, like
yeah,
I guess
I saw
that
it.
were owed, and she got $100 within 30 minutes.
Yeah, because,
She raged so bad,
yeah, a lot of
and
people will send when they rage. She did
and
lose
now
that day.
and now she said also that now she only has until noon to make her payment every single day, or else she's being kicked out. Now, supposedly, there's a person in one of the groups that is saying that they are friends with the owner of that motel, and saying that she supposedly only has until, like, first it was Sunday, and now it was Monday, and now she only has like until a certain, now because of the fact that she has been refusing housekeeping the entire time she's been there.
Oh, of course she has.
And not only that, when people were mad the other day, they kept saying show the dogs, but she had a when she flashed, I mean, she only flashed it real fast. There was only one dog there, and it was Rocky.
Yeah.
So all this that people are thinking is probably true.
Yep. I agree.
But I didn't mean to go off topic. I will go
That's
ahead and
okay.
drop down and finish listening. But I love you.
I
Bye,
love you
everybody
too.
else.
Thank you. Okay, so I have 3 people requesting the box. Okay, now to Linda and Heaven Hewitt. Do both of y'all still want a box? Good morning.
Hey, Dee Dee, I think one of the other mods is going to come up. I got to get ready for work.
Okay, no problem. No
Thank
problem,
you.
no problem. Hello, princess.
Good morning. I'll be
Good
quiet.
morning.
I'm having my first cup of coffee.
Okay, I chose not to have coffee today. Can you believe it? Do me a favor, just put yourself in the gingerbread so it looks like there's somebody here doing the talking, but it's me.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
All right. Jody, it happens. Becky's already telling Jordan Paul everything. Somebody go over there and tell me what she says because I want to know if she lies. Because Becky can become a part of the grid as well if she would like to. Good morning, Heaven.
Good morning. I was just gonna come up here for the Jordan thing real quick.
Go ahead.
She said that she needed money, so I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know her. I did send her some money. Um, and she turned around, blocked me, and then exposed my information up on her page the other day.
She did what? I'm sorry.
So when I sent her money, I came after her and was like, so you said that you were gonna send like proof that you bought the hotel room or whatever, and she
Right.
never did. And so I came after her for it. And then she was like, since you want to come at me all sideways, then you're just gonna get this happen. I said, cool, whatever. So she blocked me. I went on my boyfriend's page, went up there, and she sat there and exposed my profile and then exposed that I sent money to her and said that I scammed her out of money and
What? Well, that's a scammer for you. That's a scammer for you. And that you are why I do what I do. Because the people who know her and know her well, her mods, they're not sending her the money. They are encouraging other people to do so who are unsuspecting, who don't know that that's what's happening. And then she always says she shows the proof, she doesn't mind. But the one time somebody asks her, she's upset about being doxxed, but then she doxes you.
well, she turned around. She turned around like at 7 o'clock at night after I asked for it at 8 a.m. and sent proof. But she requested for $80 for a hotel room, but only spent 33 on the hotel room.
Well, of course. Of course. Because I saw a video of her. I've seen 2 things. One, she literally looked like she leaned over, snorted something, and came back. I saw it with my own eyes. And 2, how is she already begging for money if she just got paid and she's not making her car payment? So what are you actually doing with all of this money?
I know one of my friends know her in person. They say that she goes for rugs.
Of course it is. It took me a long time to come to that conclusion, but it's becoming more and more apparent to me that that's what's happening. And it's why she can't keep a job. It's why she can't pay her rent on time. Because this is the thing. I even if I wanted to give you credit for the fact that you pay for a week and then the next week you can't afford it, right? She doesn't even wait for
Yeah.
the next week. She is already literally, I got paid today and tonight I'm asking for the money. And there's always a problem with Cash App, a problem with Chime. She didn't get it when she was expecting it. But then when she gets it, she's still begging. So the money is going somewhere and it is not going for food because she's thin as a rail. It's not going to pay the car payment. I think they finally came and took the car, and now the lie is that it's in the shop. And I'm sorry, Heaven, that
See,
she
I ain't
took
heard
it.
that one. I heard. See, I didn't hear that her car was in the shop. What I heard was that it's out in front of her hotel room, broke down,
Well,
and
no,
not
it's not
running.
broke down. When they gave her the loan, they put a kill switch because she was a high risk loan. So that way, when she doesn't make her payment, they cut the car off so she can't even turn it on. And she hasn't paid for months. And so they, for a while, let her keep it with the kill switch on because she couldn't move in it. But at this point, it's been 3 to 4 months. They probably have now come and repoed it. And so she now doesn't even have a place to go with the dogs if she got put out. But she can't say it got repoed. So she's saying that it's in the shop. I don't believe her. I don't
Liesl
believe
said that Liesl said that Becky just wrote in J. Paul's chat she wants people to help.
again, I'm not surprised. She Becky seems to me like somebody who wants attention and she doesn't care where she gets it from. In J. Paul's life. But that's okay. Becky and J. Paul can be on the grid side by side.
But I was just coming up and
Thank you.
saying that about her.
Thank you for sharing because now we can go in and say that you promised to show proof and then when you were asked to, you didn't. So it just adds to the story. So, Heaven, I absolutely appreciate you being here. Please stick around. People need to hear your story because they feel like they always say we're lying or we're making it up or we're doing too much. And you are the perfect example of no, we're not. No, we're not.
All right, well, I'm gonna drop down. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Stick around, love. Stick around.
I will.
Okay.
I watch you
So,
every morning.
oh, thank you, Heaven. I appreciate that. Yeah, she was just in here complaining about people contacting her. And she's like, I don't do this and I don't do that. And then turned right around and did it. That sounds like somebody who wants attention. And maybe we will. All right, who's next? Let's talk about Medina for a second. So, I've had so many other people to talk about that I haven't spent a lot of time watching her. She absolutely is a little bit. But I had time yesterday. And when I tell you that they will use every single minute change as a reason to beg, it's when it's too much. And I got a message from somebody who said that she absolutely is a scammer, that they have no intentions on working. Okay, Heaven, that's cool. They have no intentions on working. They only say it so that people. Yes, I've changed the photo, everybody. Please like the live until you feel the heart's tail. Yeah, she doesn't stay on for very long anymore because she wants to pop in, get money, and pop out. And then she's trying to mess with the algorithm so she'll pop back on. But they expect food, hotel, any expense to be covered. You too, Tank and Bear. Thank you for being here. So, yesterday, while I watched, she needed money to feed her nieces and nephews. Four of them. Now, just a couple of days ago, she was live talking about how she reached out to her family for help and they wouldn't help her. And her response to that was, well, I guess I needed to have 5 kids and you would help me. Which immediately let me know she has a sister that has children that the family still helps. And she feels a way about it. I said at the time, I guarantee you there's more to that story. But lo and behold, isn't it unique that as soon as she said that, her and her sister have rekindled their relationship and her sister told her she loved her, so now they're good? And since she hasn't seen her nieces and nephews in a while, she wanted to see them? But then it turned into my sister had to work, and so I had to babysit. So you're, and she said that she fed them breakfast and lunch, but she didn't have money for dinner, even though it was nowhere near dinner time. Nowhere near it. Now, she did have a nephew say, I'm hungry. But we all know that they will convince somebody to say something. So I don't know if he said it out of genuine hunger or if he said it because he was told to say it. I don't know. But he did in fact say it. Now, I'm a mom. If I sent my kids somewhere to be babysat, right? And I knew that they didn't have extra money for my child and I only had one, I made sure that there was money available for them to eat. You want me to believe that a mother sent her kid? Oh, wait, and let's not forget something. They're staying in a hotel with a pool. Isn't that nice? That you have people sending you money so you can stay in a hotel with a pool? And so it seems to me that she probably was like, I have a pool, the kids can come here and swim. But I don't see a mother sending her children literally from breakfast to dinner and not providing money for food or sending food, whatever. And so I asked her, how would they eat if they weren't with you? Because if the mother is off working and this is what she does on a regular basis, somebody has to feed them. And she was like, oh, the grandmother. Well, you mean your mother or the father's mother? Because you said that they live with the grandmother. Sounds to me like it's your mother. Good morning. So, what do you mean their grandmother as if, and why isn't she taking care of them then? So she comes on, she says she's fed them breakfast and lunch and they're hungry and she needs to feed them dinner. She also wanted everybody to know that they have to check out of this particular hotel in the morning and that they're not sure what they're going to do. But it's cute that y'all are in a hotel with a pool. Understand something. The more amenities, the more expensive it is. Oh, listen. Do I believe that the sister sent her 4 kids with nothing to eat? No. I believe that it was just a money grab. They will use any slight change in circumstance to beg for money. So Claudia's mother will send money for them to stay in a hotel room, but not for her to have maxi pads or tampons. But every time Claudia gets her monthly, they're begging for money for that. They use any change in circumstances. Then you turn around and you get a dog, but now what? The 3 of y'all are going to be outside until you beg for some more money? So you added the complication and now expect people to fund that as well. And the reason why I say that is because she will say it's too hot for the dog to be outside. Well, until you had a stable place, you shouldn't have got a dog. But right, Miss Coffee. But then let's add to the fact, if anybody has watched her, has anybody heard anything about a job? When someone brings it up, she'll be like, yeah, I'm working on it. When? Because I remember when she first moved to Corpus, it was, I got a job. It was Subway. It was the arcade. It was working in the refrigerator at the refinery. It was all kinds of stuff. But guess what we never heard? We never heard Claudia go on an interview. We never heard Claudia go and get a job. They have no intention. I don't think they moved all the way back to Houston because Medina is from the Corpus area. I think they left Corpus proper and they're in the outskirts. Spot for Spirit, she doesn't. And I said this the last time I talked about them. She doesn't want, neither one of them want the other out of their sight. She is afraid that Claudia, at 25 years old, is going to find someone better. So if there is a lesbian that looks like a stud, and I'm doing that in air quotes, she makes Claudia block them. Because she's afraid that Claudia will come across someone who can actually take care of her the way she wants to be taken care of. And Claudia, who is trauma bounded now to Megan, doesn't want Megan out of her sight because Megan has cheated on multiple occasions. Grammy for facts. For facts. And that's why she doesn't want her talking to anybody. Because she's afraid that if she does, she's going to meet someone who's better. And let's say, so this is my question. So you agreed to take the children and babysit, knowing that you had a limited amount of food. You guys are already begging for money for food, and you agreed to take 4 children and feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And she's like, that's all I need help with. If you can help. And then she's like, but if you can't help, I'm not tripping. What? I thought this was about feeding the children. See, I think they don't have the money for the hotel room. And so they're looking for any way to need money for that. But I don't know why, because she will ask for the hotel room any other time. So why'd you have to make it up? They qualify for food stamps, except for the fact that because there are no minors, I know Texas has now very strict rules. What is it, 3 months? And you have to get a job, or you have to be in a job readiness program. Go to a job readiness program. Jordan is in here. What Jordan? No, I don't body shame anybody. Or work 20 hours. Right. I don't know. I didn't see the comment. I just saw someone say, Jordan, stop lying. She doesn't body shame. Why? Because I said she was thin? Like, that wasn't body shaming. She just is. She is tall and she is thin. But she is considerably thinner than she was before. No, she's not taking a box. But see, this is the thing. When I do something that Jordan likes, she'll be like, and Digital said, and Digital said, and Digital said. But the moment I say something she doesn't like, suddenly I become a bad guy. Listen, I call balls and strikes. I'm not getting into the drama of it all. I see what I see and I talk about what I see, and that's it. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't do that. I don't body shame. But we gonna talk about it today, though. Again, if I don't get anything, I'm not tripping. It's no problem. And then she ended and came right back. About 10 minutes later, still asking for money for the food. Sweet tooth, I haven't, and I want it to stay that way. All I know is that Nate was not released from jail. That's the most that I know. Okay, let's talk about Becky for a second. So, if you missed it, her husband has now been inebriated past the point of what is normal or acceptable and has gone to jail both times. The first time, it was due to a DUI. The second time was because he got incredibly aggressive with her. Now, he already has a foul mouth. He's already disrespectful to women in general, including his lovely wife. But when he drinks, it's on another level. And while he did not hit her, she flinched. And everybody in the house was in fear, and her mother is there. And he's sick of TikTok, yet he's not sick of the money she gets. Let's talk about the fact that they have an adult child in that home who they want him to get on Social Security and not get a job. She claims that all the jobs in the area, there aren't any, even though All for One looked in the area and found all these available jobs. She wants her oldest, Carl, to be on Social Security. She made that abundantly clear. Why would you want to limit his potential to $900 and something dollars? Why? He's young and able-bodied. You say so yourself. But again, if you listen long enough, you get to hear clues that refute the lies they used to tell. So, let's start with the fact that Carl and Grandma are out of town helping her sister move. and that she couldn't go because she couldn't physically do it. What can your old mama do? And I don't mean old in a disrespectful way, just her. So you can't help, but your older mother can. Let's start with that. But B, they're out of town. I thought grandma couldn't drive out of town. She couldn't drive the distance. And Carl doesn't have a license. And so he doesn't leave the area. Because remember, that was the excuse for while the child who's still in school couldn't get back and forth to school. Let that land. So they could get out of town. And mind you, the child hasn't been home all week. He's getting to school. So how is he doing that? So you kept your child home from school all week? I don't buy it. Ruru, her birthday was this past weekend. But see, when her husband left, her first reaction was to come back and tell everybody that it was our fault. The people who actually care about her, which, as I've said in the past, I'm keeping a list because to be in there, to support her, to send money to her, to gift her during battles is you saying to me that you agree with the racism that goes on in that household. And if you are over there doing that, I don't want you over here with me. But she wanted everybody to know that it was her birthday. And then when people were like, what did you do? She was like, oh, we just made a homemade lasagna and a cake. At your big age, why isn't that enough? There are people who don't have food right now. They don't even have they're unhoused. But you still have a reason to complain. If he's in the house, he's getting on your nerves. If he's out of the house, your life is lost. So, y'all remember last week, a sweet lady came in. I can't remember her name. I apologize. And was like, can we support her? And I was like, you got the wrong live for that. And for people who weren't around for when they were racist towards me, not too long ago, they were battling an interracial couple. And the son, I believe it was the older one, said the only reason why the young lady was with the black man was so that she could feel his member in her throat. Tell me you have a little package without telling me. Like, when did that become a bad thing? But it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of degrading. This gen bug you requested, but I'm not sure if you intended to. So, and she always giggles initially, and then she'll be like, stop. Because she's not afraid of what they said. She's afraid of her life getting taken down. And her son straight up told me he was racist and proud of it. So do I feel like she's in an abusive household? 110%. Do I think she's going to do anything about it? No. And now her children are just like their dad. Their youngest minor child will tell them to shut the F up, mother and father. Excuse me? My mother could have been all the way in the wrong. I couldn't have got shut out of my mouth. Forget about shut the F up. I wouldn't have got shut out of my mouth. At the end of the day, you do not disrespect your parents. So, oh, thank you. So, I couldn't get any clear shot of her husband, but I pulled this off of a video. And this is David. And I did a little digging, as you know I like to do. And I realized this is small, but you just got to bear with me. These are his current charges. So let's go to the bottom. He has an initial appearance for November the 20th when he was picked up on a DUI. And he had 0.08% or more of alcohol in his blood. So that wasn't a breathing test. That was a blood test. Now let's go to the top one. Hey guys. 1 second. One of my doctors changed my medications and I have to take it at 8 a.m. So excuse me, bear with me for a moment. Okay, I'm sorry. And I'm still adjusting to it. That was part of what was wrong with me this weekend. It's getting a little better. Okay, thank you for the daily heart me. Good morning, Otto. So, at the top, he was charged with DV, as we would call it, simple assault attempt to put another in fear or bodily harm. That says the fourth offense. Not the first, second, the fourth. And then DV, simple assault, intentionally cause bodily harm, third or subsequent offense. And that means this isn't the first time. So we're going to charge him with an additional, this is what he does. So it like elevates the crime. So let's say it was a misdemeanor 1, they could up it to a felony 3. It shows a pattern. So for her to say it was our fault and he was just doing it to see what we would do, boo. He's been arrested for it multiple times. And so then he has another court date on the 20th for an initial appearance because apparently, as a part of his bond, he had no contact terms and he violated it. Now, it doesn't say who the no contact was for. Well, we know Lil Bit called when it was the DUI, which thankfully she did because he didn't unalive himself or anybody else. But it was one of her supporters who called. Oh, you mean who called the other times he was arrested for DV? Don't know. This is here. I'll show the photo again because this is Becky and her husband David. That's him in the little corner. This is from the day that the arrest took place, when he was acting an absolute fool. Thank you, Noemi. Naomi, I'm sorry. Where I get Noemi from? Naomi. Thank you. So y'all know, I'm going to do a little research. And when I dug, needless to say, I was surprised, but not. So he's out. He's no longer locked up, but he has a no contact order, of course. That's right, Naomi. 100%. So then, apparently, in his anger, because he's not bright, and this is because he's an asshole. It has nothing to do with his intelligence. It is because he's an asshole. He apparently is threatening to not pay the bills. TikTok didn't make you buy the beer. TikTok didn't make you drink it. And TikTok didn't make you get angry enough that you lunged at your wife. And TikTok was certainly not around when you did it the other 3 times. But it's a manipulation tactic because he knows that that's her fear, is that she won't be able to take care of herself, that she needs his check. So that's the first thing he threatens. But he clearly has access to the car because she claims she doesn't know where he is, but he's staying with a friend, which means that he could drive the son to work. To school, right? There's another case. This is him suing somebody, and who he's suing is wow. But I want to look into it a little further. But this is the thing. She's now crying to her chat that she can't pay her bills. But when All for One was in there attempting to help her, which is, I don't know why, she didn't want any of the help other than for what, a cell phone? She wanted to talk about her birthday? But this is the thing. The reason why her Social Security check is as low as it is because there is a couple maximum. So he gets what he gets, and then she gets what she gets based on the maximum. If he is no longer a member of the household, she can call Social Security and say he's no longer a member of the household. She has his current charges. She has that he's no longer allowed any contact. And she can try to see if she can get her Social Security check to go back to the maximum for herself, which is SSI. It's not SSDI. I've told her that 2 or 3 times on 2 or 3 accounts, and she has ignored it every single time. Now, for somebody truly concerned about how they're going to pay their bills, why would you ignore that? Yeah, Autumn, she did. She was talking to a black man once again, battling him and trying to convince him what a good man he was for taking her son in as his own. Was he not supposed to? I mean, it's nice. And there are some men who don't do it. But my thing is, if he's not going to do it, why would you stay with him? But I really feel like she doesn't want really the responsibility. And if she can figure out a way for TikTok to pay her way, she's going to do it. Carl has the ability to go to the sister-in-law's house, I mean the sister's house, and help her, but he can't get a job. Like, to me, as soon as this happened, that's the first thing he should have went and done. I need to find a job. I need to help this household. My dad isn't going to pay. I live here. I need to step up. Mind you, her mom is now there, even though she said her mom couldn't come stay there. Which lie is it, Becky? But now that we know that this simple assault has happened over and over and over again, we're getting close to the seventh time, Becky. No, he wasn't battling her. Was he? I didn't think he was battling her. I thought he was just helping her or attempting to help her. I will show you her TikTok name. It's Dog Lover, and it has something to do with this wrestling thing. Good morning.
Good morning. No, he wasn't battling, but in that live, that was a whole cluster in itself. In the past, I thought he said he was against battling, and it's like begging. But then in that live with that, was it Becky and the OG lady? He said that it's okay if you want to battle, do battles and stuff like that. So I'm just confused.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. For me, battling is glorified begging, but I
Yeah.
don't knock people for doing it because it's TikTok sanctioned. But to me, when you're saying stuff like, it's my birthday, I need to
Oh,
battle, or I need to battle for this, that, and the third, but I don't want expect my son to go out and get a job when you're not willing to do anything to fix your circumstances. You're battling as a way of being of avoiding being called a beggar, scammer, liar, manipulator. But
right.
even without that, she's all of those things.
Oh yeah, and she's bad news, and she's been offered help, and she's just turned it down. Which now she's on her own. I mean, she's done it to herself. I feel like now by all what happened with that live and everything, it was bad.
Yeah, she only wants money. She doesn't want resources, and she doesn't want to have to do anything to help herself other than come on here and battle. And she's even like, come on guys, come on guys. She is one of the most boring battlers I have ever seen in my life.
And she don't talk or nothing. She ignores the chat and watches TV and whatever else she's doing. It's
Right.
just weird to me.
And when people are like, your TV is too loud, she's like, no, it's not. Well, ma'am, do you not understand that the microphone in your phone picks up the
Everything.
surrounding sounds? It wasn't until the guy she was battling last night was like, can you turn your TV down a little bit? And then she did.
Hmm. Okay, I didn't watch her last night. I don't. She just makes me after seeing that whole thing this past weekend. Yeah, no, that's a no for me.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And it's been a no from way back, but that just sealed the deal. And I cannot take people like that. I mean, and especially when she's turned down the help, is to me, that's a whole lot of problems in itself.
Right, I agree. Like, what are we helping? A racist family?
Not me.
Exactly right. Sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah, and see, she OG offered to have the vet come to their house and everything, and I don't know. Becky is not grateful. And at first, when I first started watching the way back, I went in her box and tried to explain things to her way back when, and I wouldn't. I no, that I won't do that ever again. If anybody else wants to, that's on them. But I am not doing that because the way she, that whole family needs some kind of counseling, therapy. They need something.
Right. They need an intervention.
Oh yeah,
And she loves to say, "Oh, I have grandchildren that are interracial." That doesn't mean that you're not a racist.
exactly. Yeah, like somebody said, she's emotionless, and she is. She does not show emotions.
Nope. The only thing is when he was getting arrested, she was like sullen, and I think I'm not sure if tears fell, but her chin and her bottom lip was shaking like she was going to.
What gets me afterwards, she ended the live, she waited a while, then she got back on and act like nothing happened.
Right.
How?
Because that is the shell she has created around herself to make it seem like what happens is normal. And now that we know that this isn't the first, second, or third time, how did
I,
she survive the other times? And those times weren't when a camera was rolling. So who knows what happened?
and she said, "Oh, you don't know." Yeah, we see what she, and we see a lot when she's live. We hear and see. So, and no, it's not. She needs to get. She needs to delete TikTok, and she needs to. I don't know. She just needs to do something other than TikTok, and I don't know. It's just. I just can't. And there's. I don't know how she. There's too much going on in that house. My brain cannot take when she goes live. It's all over the place. Too much commotion.
Right. And I can't if the adult child is bad enough. The minor child, I can't. That is the thing I can't take
It,
because he talks with authority as if he runs things anywhere in his life.
and
You
she's scared of
run the
him.
space around you, sir. You don't run a single thing anywhere else. But he talks as if he's the adult. But when you got two parents who act a fool, somebody has to be the adult, and it seems like it's the child. But she lies, and that's my problem. Well, I
Yeah,
should say my only problem. But she lies. The mother couldn't come stay here. Now the mother is there. They can't drive out of town, but somehow they got out of town to see the sister. But
and,
she will ask for money for anything.
and Carl don't even have a license, and yet he's driving.
Correct. And she has no problem with that whatsoever. Good morning, little bit.
Good morning again. Real quick on this too, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, or if anybody else has, but since Dave was arrested, she been using her voice a
You going in and out, little
little
bit.
like Alexander, telling him to behave, telling him to her like that. And the TV's actually been a lot quieter. Also, sorry, can you hear me?
I hear you for
Can
a
you hear
second,
me?
and then you go out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
I'll drop down and come. I'll drop down and come back up.
Okay.
Actually, I'm in a different room. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying is, ever since Dave has been locked up, she's been using her voice more against Alexander, as far as telling him to be quiet, telling him not to talk to her like that. And he has actually been a lot more quiet since Dave's not there. And I don't know if he's actually going to school or not, because what she said was, without Dave being there, there's no one there to take him to school, so he's not going.
But Dave is no longer locked up.
When did he get out? Because as of Friday, on her birthday, she said that he was still in jail.
I'm not sure, but she said that she doesn't know where he is, but he's out at a friend's house. And I couldn't find any record of him still locked up. I couldn't find a single record that he was
Interesting.
in jail. So,
And
because you also got to remember that he had to have gotten out because they charged him with violating the no contact order. So he had.
I still don't know how he got out, because he had $1,000 surety bond.
And maybe that's what his check went to instead of the bills, and that's why she's crying about it.
Maybe it did. That's
either way. It's time for him to face consequences, especially because this isn't the first time. Oh, he knows where he is.
most definitely.
Good morning, Naomi. Did you want to come up?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. And I think
Naomi, you keep going in and out, honey.
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. I apologize. From what I understand, I guess she was able to get up to $1,000 yesterday and got him out. So he's only been out since yesterday. And then I have another question. So I live in New Jersey, and our minimum for school is 180 days. And if you're out more than 10 days, excused or unexcused, A, you get a truancy, and B, you get let back. How is this kid not going to school?
I think he's going. I think she probably had Carl take him to school, even though he doesn't have a driver's license. I don't see him being able to miss an entire week's worth of school.
Yeah, either Carl or the grandmother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Again, how is he not going to school? And then, so I was one of the other ones who called both times, but that's because I'm an EMT and a 911 dispatcher. And, say I was on the live and, somebody found out and I didn't report it, I could get in trouble.
Right. I was a mandated reporter for many, many, many years. He can't get on a school bus.
So you got it then.
He doesn't go to school in town.
See, and that's the other thing. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I'm sorry. That's the other thing, okay? So, again, where I live, if you're placed out of district, the district has to bus the child.
Right. But according
to whatever school they're going to, and it doesn't matter if it's 20 miles. I went to an alternative school because I have ADHD, and I didn't know how to behave, and I was bused, and the school was like an hour from my house every day.
But see, that's the difference. He was not placed in a different school. They took him out and put him in a different school because he was being bullied so bad. So they have to drive him back and forth to school every single day.
Right.
Okay, I got it.
And different states have different rules. So New Jersey, being a more liberal state, will provide things that a state like South Dakota will not. And I'm sure that probably wasn't his first move either. But I could see why he's bullied, because if he takes the attitude he has at home into school, it's not going to work out for him, because some kids are not going to tolerate his nonsense. But I do not believe that he didn't go to school all week long. I don't believe it.
I don't
Yeah,
either because I mean, at some point, like, how is he gonna? I mean, I understand like everything's online now because I have two kids. One just graduated and one's a junior. And since COVID, everything is on the computer. Everything, even when they do work on a school, it's on the computer. Like my daughter, she's in honors art too, and she has to literally upload all her art onto Canvas and upload it so it's submitted digitally now.
yeah, I get it. But she also said stuff like, "Oh, he won't get in a car with anybody but his dad." There's always an excuse, but it's always soaked in lies because they're allowed to be and do whoever and however they want, and they're not made to do anything that will be beneficial. So I don't want to hear it. And now that I know his charges, I'll be watching. Let's see what happens. Really, fancy pants? I'm
But
sorry.
that was all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming up. Teachers aren't perfect.
Thank you. Can you drop me because I'm driving?
Sure. Teachers should be the ones making the big dollars, and the people who play games as their job should get less. But that's just my opinion. And this is coming from someone who absolutely adores sports. Shout out to the Cowboys this weekend. But yeah, our teachers should get paid way more than they do. And they gotta tolerate these badass kids? Absolutely not. Okay, guys, I gotta move on, or we're going to be here until next week. Okay, who is next? Wait a minute, let me pull out my list. Oh, 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 I know who's next. Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am, who was in Maggie's chat trying to take her down, talking about how she was begging every day. Who are we now, Boo Bear? Yes, everybody tap, 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 please. What are we doing now? And how are we out, but we're in the same hotel room? Thank you. Fill the heart's tale, guys. I appreciate it. Boo Bear, huh? Now wait, let me go back because I was taking notes on her for a couple of days. Let's see. Oh, I have some bolos for y'all on Wednesday. Here we go. So she's doing this not only on TikTok but also on Facebook. Okay? And she chose, I firmly believe that her asking for money for the death of her neighbor slash coworker was the step too far. How are you going to use somebody else's unfortunate, devastating situation to ask for money? But she's done it before, like with the friends whose camper burned down or trailer burned down. And she was like, "Oh, I'm raising money." And nobody ever got proof that she gave them money. She had a neighbor whose mother fell in the hotel and got wrapped in the shower curtain and hit her head and passed away. She then came to the live and was like, "I was with him all day. The manager or owner of the motel where she lives and work and her husband works was with him all night. and that she didn't know anything about life insurance or anything, but she wanted to raise money to help him. I firmly believe that that was part of the problem. So, according to her, both her and her husband were fired. And initially, she said they had to be out of the hotel by Sunday. Now, I think part of the problem is, mind you, she's saying the hotel is only $50 a night. But I don't think they had to pay that much when they were both when her husband was working there. I don't even think they had to pay the whole 50. Yeah, she's a savior, all right. A savior into her wallet. And remember, even when she got her food stamps, she was still coming to TikTok for $20 a day for stuff to drink. You're drinking $20 a day? Girl, you better get some water. I get a pack of water for $6 from Walmart. That will last me days. Oh, it was free when her husband worked there. Okay. Well, now you done not only made your husband lose his job, but now you got to pay for the hotel room. Mind you, even then, the numbers are fluid. So it's $50. She said she's had somebody paying half, so she needed $30. Half of 50 is 25, which means you would need 25. Why are you saying 30? Just 23. Are you asking to come up or are you just tapping? I know that's right, Ashley. Yeah, the math isn't mathing. But you know how they're always saying to us, we're going to get our karma? The reason why I don't worry about that is because A, God knows my heart. B, I'm not doing this to tear anybody else down. I'm doing it so that people don't get taken advantage of. I have an honorable reason for being in this space. But damn, did Boo Bear face her consequences quickly? Yeah, she's allergic to water. Okay. Ma'am, you were begging for money and still in other scammers' lives condemning what they do. How do you feel like you are any better than them? But that's that complex. I'm better than you, so I can degrade what you're doing. But because I'm better than you, I can do what I'm doing. Well, do you call it begging now, Julie? Are you begging now, Julie? Because I actually put that under of a comment of one of her videos. Are we ready to call it begging now, Boo Bear? You came into the live last night, but you didn't dare get in the box. And I know that out of your sheer protection, you better not ask for mine. Because just like Fallon has questions, so do I. And then, of course, as all manipulators do, she starts to talk about how she doesn't want to sleep in the woods. Mind you, no mention of her husband, right? She's always like, I have a 15-year-old cat with dementia and a dog, and we can't be outside. She won't last outside, and I don't want to sleep in the woods. So I was like, how's your husband? How's your husband? And guess what? She didn't say, oh, he's good or he just walked in the door. No, she typed good. When her husband is there, when he walks in the door, she stops begging. Well, where is he at? Where is your husband when you're begging? Yeah, the cat with dementia child. She uses it all. She claims she starts a new job today. Is that might be why she can't come in today? The other thing she does is she says hello to every single name that comes in, even if they don't stay. Like literally, she's like, "Hey Shasky, welcome in. I need to Marabou Roberts, Mama D, Yvonne, welcome in, welcome in. I need $50 for my room." Are we begging yet, Julie? Would we call that begging? I would. And so then she's begging, right? But she doesn't want her husband to know she's on the phone. So he says something to her, she'll talk to him, and then she'll talk to the chat. But he doesn't realize she's on TikTok begging for money. So he's talking to her, and she's like, "I'm not talking to you." So, of course, in his mind, it's like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to yourself? And eventually he gets frustrated because she's not saying she's on TikTok. And he's like, "Well, how the hell am I supposed to know?" And guess what she did? She ended that live so fast. It was hilarious. She ended that live so fast. So, do you feel better than Maggie now? You probably do, because in your mind, she asked for places to go and food and all of that, and you're asking to keep your dog and your cat with dementia not in the woods. Girl, at your big age, Wilbur, please go sit down somewhere. But you're gonna keep begging. And the question is, did your husband lose a job or did you? And are you taking the opportunity to ask for more money? Because I don't believe a single thing you say. And you keep messing with those men who are like, "I'm gonna send you money," and wind up getting scammed. Go ahead. Really, Carolyn Smith? I saw that, Harley. Two scammers going at it. But again, Julie feels like she is above everybody else in the scammer world. Girl, are you aiming to be queen of the scammers? Like, what are you doing? But we'll be watching. Who's next? Oh, Big Mark is back. Big Mark is back. Welcome back to the grid, sir. You had a permanent spot for a minute. And are you asking for it again? He literally said, "Can someone send me $20 for old time's sake?" Are you kidding me? For old time's sake? And again, I wrote down the mods because Ohio guy, James Shicks. What are we doing? Why are we supporting someone who clearly has a problem? Now, he was living in some sort of halfway house circumstance. I'm not really sure what it was, but it's like a program of some kind. He had a place to live. He got a job. He was able to cook there, and he went live from there a couple of times. He didn't ask for anything. He was basically like, I'm good. And then lo and behold, he starts having it out with a roommate. And now all of a sudden he's out. But he claims that his time ended. Well, usually in those programs, they're helping you and they're helping you transition. So they don't usually just put you out on the street and say, figure it out. Oh, sisters, I know she's getting worse. And unfortunately, when that bubble busts, and it will, her downfall is going to be so dramatic that even I may have sympathy. Right, Natasha? It's not usually like, oh, well, your time is up, get out. Because then what would be the point of having you as a part of the program? If that's what they did to everybody, let's say at the end of 3 months, did you help them really? So I don't believe the story that his time is up, because even Ohio guy asked him, because I was like, so what happened? And he was like, my time was up. And Ohio guy was like, I thought it was because you had an argument with your roommate. He said he had a disagreement with Pastor. Now it's Pastor. Yesterday it was a roommate. So he was asking for the $20 so that he could catch a bus to interviews. Well, what happened to the job you had when you were a part of the program? Oh, he's back, Karen. And he wants $20 for old time's sake. And what's funny is that just like with everybody, once it becomes harder and harder to get the money, they usually end up needing to give up. And so he waits a little while, and the moment he thinks that trolls have found that he's live, he's ready to end. But my question is this. Why is Betmar 1996 Carrie in there? Are you in there because TNA didn't go live yesterday? I mean, I don't know if they did or they didn't. I didn't see them. But why are these mods and enablers literally going from scammer to scammer? Are you looking to be a mod somewhere else? Why are you there? Asking him how he's doing. Like, what do you get off of being in one scammer after another? And that's how you know that it's not because they like Tim and Angela or they have a soft spot for Tim and Angela. They're doing it for their own gratification in some way. Whether it's because they're recognized, they get to be mods, it makes them feel powerful. But it's not because you particularly like Tim and Angela. You just like to be there as a part of the scam. And oftentimes, they become scammers themselves. But they build their following off of enabling other scammers. When I found out that Bree and Ty used to mod for Josh and Ida, perfect sense. He was like, someone just send me $20, please. I'm sorry, it wasn't Ohio God. It was James Shicks that asked him if it was because of the argument or the thing he had going on. And then he was like, well, I'll find the $20 some other way. How? Waving a little white flag saying I need $20? How you gonna do it? Now we know he'll do that. Even in a place where it's illegal to do so. He will in fact do that. So welcome back. I got you. I'll be watching right along with everybody else. And this is the account he's using, BigMark09093 or at BigMark0909 with the @ symbol. Right, little bit, listen, but don't worry, he's not working at one. Just watch your children. Okay. When I tell you that she's a scammer beggar that can talk, oh my goodness. So I want to just say one thing right off the rip. Again, you are allowed to do whatever you want to do. But how are you like, I'm praying, I'm waiting on God, but it's not happening fast enough. So I need to rent a car so that I can go strip in Dallas. What? What? Yeah. You need a rent a car so you can go strip in Dallas? Yeah, I really see God blessing that plan. Then she talks about how this guy that she used to take care of on Lyft, I mean, she gave him a ride as a part of a Lyft situation, that one guy promised to teach her how to gamble, play blackjack. Then another guy promised that he was going to take care of her. And she literally says stuff like, my face card never declines. So, if it's about being cute, I got it. Let me tell you something. Real people could care less about what you look like on the outside, because you can be a disgusting, vile, deplorable human being on the inside, and they could throw your precious looks out the window. So now her lights have been off for 3 days. The car she's sitting in turns over now because she exchanged the battery, but now she needs a belt. The belt, I think she said, was $50, and then the guy who's willing to put it on is $125. She claims that a sheriff already knocked on her door, but if she just pays a certain amount, it'll go away. And then she says she has no family she can turn to, except just before that, she's talking about how her family bought her the car so that she could do the lift, but that she wasn't smart enough to realize that the amount of wear and tear on the car would mean she would have to maintain it. And because that was her only means of money, she now has none. How is all of that our fault? And how do you say you don't have support? Who has your baby? You just said that your family paid your rent last month. So you mean to tell me in 2 months' time you haven't figured anything out? I know she's been unstable. And yet you still out here doing your thing. You still out here wilding out like you don't have no responsibility. because other people are taking care of your responsibility. Imagine if she did have the children. Good morning. She keeps having children because at the end of the day, she doesn't have to be responsible. She has them and somebody else takes them. But how do you say in one breath that your parents paid your rent last month, but now you have no family you can go to? Girl. But of course, now she's questioning God. The late fees on her apartment is $400, but she didn't want to tell us how much she was behind on rent. But if they paid last month, wouldn't that mean that you only owe this month? Then I can't remember. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because the last time I talked about her, she was saying, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, didn't she say that her cell phone bill was $1,000 and she didn't know how it got that high in 1 month and that she was going to look into it? Didn't she say that? And I was like, all you got to do, Maggie Music, you hilarious. All you have to do is open the bill. But I swore she said it was for her cell phone bill. Oh, it was, because now she's saying it's her electric bill. And the only thing I could think of is that she had like they make your bill even every month, but then if it's under what you utilize, they hit you with a bill at the last minute, or they hit you with the remaining balance. But I swore she said her cell phone bill the first time. I'm gonna have to find it and see, because me trying to look for it right now is not working. I can't find it. So expect her beg to get back to get. There's no current eviction on record. Yeah. In order for the sheriffs to show up at her door, they would have had to have filed paperwork already. Yeah, budget billing. But I don't believe her. I don't. I believe she's like, then she tried to say she hasn't been doing this in 2 years. Girl, I haven't been going live for 2 years, and I've gone live about you in the past. It has not been 2 years. But okay, as long as you're here trying to get money out of people, and I mean talk straight for the longest. She has a $15,000. You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Let's see. So remember, I'm just going to squeeze this in there. Remember before that I said I had some additional ideas of some things that I'm going to do? Let me start with this one. I have two today. Oh, it's too big for you guys to see. I'm gonna have to. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's why. So every day that I go live, I'm gonna come up with either an affirmation or a motivation so that we get to feel better throughout all of this chaos. So this is today's. Your normal day is someone else's dream. So please be thankful every day for exactly where you are in this moment. See, sometimes we get in our situation and we feel like we can look over and we see a greener fence, a greener yard over the fence. Or we're on social media a lot and we see people driving fancy cars, living in big houses, even just from being on social media. And we think, I wish I was somewhere else than where I am. Except there is somebody who is praying to be in your normal, your everyday. So instead of focusing on what you wish for, which there's nothing wrong with that. We should all be trying to strive to be better, to be more, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, spend a moment being thankful because there is somebody who wants to be you. So that's ad number one. We're still going to do the positive promos, but we're going to be careful about them going forward. But this is something new. I told you, I have some other things in the works, but we're going to do that because it is great that we're doing what we're doing, but lately I have been focusing on also wanting to do good, right? To have a positive moment. We don't have to just get riled up about their nonsense. We also can have a moment of feeling good. So that's A for today. I have a B as well, but I'll do that one later. Okay. She has changed her name again to Sheena's Blissful Beginnings, but there's nothing new. There's no new beginning other than she got new mods. That's her new beginning. And last night she can only get one mod. But let's see. What day was this? This was Friday. It was 1:30 in the morning and she is still doing the thing of asking people to unmod and not unmod, to unfollow and follow back. Now it is a glitch within the TikTok system that they allow that, but I promise if a lot of people start doing that, hey, Disturbed One. I don't know if I said hello to you before. Hello to all my mods. Correct. Her content isn't content, but whatever. But this is what pissed me off. So you're getting hundreds of dollars. It might not have been what you used to get, but it's more than you would get if you weren't on live. And yet, she pulls out a catalog of puzzles and other crochet things and then says, if anybody would like to send me diamond art, you can, and proceeds to show them what she likes. Oh, Jane Doe, I didn't mean to humble you. And she claims she can't order it because she doesn't have any money. Excuse me? Right, little bit. But then complaining that she didn't get enough money to help pay for the oil. There are how many people in that house? Four of which, wait, three of which have full-time jobs, and you are on TikTok getting money every single day. But we knew that the oil was going to be a grab. As soon as it got below 60, she was going to start talking about the oil that they need in the house every day. But instead of focusing on the oil, you are focused on somebody paying for and sending you diamond art. Make that make sense. But hold on, because I gotta jump ahead because this pissed me off last night. So of course she was on late because Monday morning is at 12 o'clock is the gift gallery reset. So she stays on Sunday. She even made coffee so that she could stay on past midnight to try to get it. And then she's like, but if we don't get it today, it's no problem. Girl, when you are trying to be humble, you sound ridiculous. Because we all know that that's not your true self. You're just trying to. She does this every time she gets called out. Every time. She tries to turn over a new leaf. Well, you know it's bad when the majority of your mods walk away. Correct, Sherry. She absolutely does. People are requesting, but I'm not sure if it's because they're tapping. So hold on a minute. Then she had a nerve to say the afternoon's live was great. I don't know what's happening now. What happened that made the afternoon live great? Because people were gifting you? Echo, stop. I know what you want to remind me of.
Here is the upcoming reminder.
Echo, stop.
This is a reminder to put our drops in every 3 hours.
I swear. I have to put eye drops in my eyes. And so I set it as a reminder for every 3 hours. Because that's how often I have to do it for 7 days. I'm sure she's live now. Yeah, she got a timeout. Because I swear, how many times can I tell you to stop and you don't listen? So now you're put in the corner. Face the wall. The only thing that made her afternoon live great is that people were giving her gifts. But this is the other thing. Wait a minute now. So you want people to give you your gift gallery, and because she's in the B category, her gift gallery is expensive. And what does she do? She battles. Right before she wants them to do a community reset, she battles at least 5 times. And she wants to win. At first, she's like, well, it's okay if we don't win, because I realize some of you are probably holding back for the gift gallery reset. But then pushes them to win. And she actually says, I want to take her, well, it wasn't fragments. What does she call it? Whatever it was, her rocks, whatever it was, nuggies. I want to take those away from her. Why? Why? Wait, I thought I read something. Of course Ray J is sending her money, because if she wasn't sending her money, then she wouldn't be in her box. The whole purpose of the gift gallery is that if you can keep getting it reset, you get a certain amount of money and it helps you rise in the ranks. And the higher up in the ranks you get, the bigger gifts you get, the bigger gifts you can request, and you get a bigger percentage of the gifts. But let's talk about that because that's my other problem. So she got a whole bunch of money in the afternoon, but at night she's like, you guys think I make a lot of money. I've only made $2, but that was in that live at that point, was she had made $2. But this is the part she always misses. She talks about how she does it to contribute to her family. But you do realize in order for you to get it, it has to come out of somebody else's family. It comes out of somebody else's wallet. But then you complain about the amount. You do realize, Sheena, that by having them play the game, they're paying TikTok. They're very expensive. Like, there are gifts that are like $100 that you have to pay. There are gifts that they get where they get $100. And so think about this. Not her, but somebody in D League, TikTok takes like 60 or 70%. So if somebody sends you $1 gift, TikTok gets 70 cents, you get 30 cents. The higher up you get a bigger percentage. But the problem is that you're complaining about getting $2, but in order to get that $2, somebody had to send like 5. So think about how much money she's getting on her tip leak every day, and then add in, let's just say 50%. If her split is 50%. And she has the nerve to complain? To be upset? To have a nerve to have the expectation? Mind you, she keeps talking about how, oh, there's these new people. She may get 1, 2, or 3. But for the most part, it's the same people giving. And she actually had a nerve to congratulate somebody for being a level 30 gifter. And she's like me. Yup, she will call her chat broke if they aren't sending. But she wanted them to know she didn't make enough to help with the oil. That's nobody's responsibility but you, your husband, and the people in the house who live there. That is not the responsibility of the people in your chat. She is mean and nasty and aggressive and ungrateful. She says she's grateful, but she's not. If somebody wants the box, you need to tell me in the comments. Because I keep getting people asking, and then I put them up, and then nothing happens. Okay, Sherry, no worries. Listen, she is always going to leave a goal out there for her people to reach. Yeah, nobody can pin comments because I have somebody in the box. But it's not our responsibility. It's not our job. Proud Firewife, how much has she made? 400 in the last what? Yeah, Tina, it's the same couple of people. $4 days. Oh, I know that's killing her. Because she was getting 400 in a day. But I just want you to think, if she got 400, TikTok got 400. Which means that the people had to send her $800 for her to get that 400. Think about that for a minute. And she has the nerve to be upset about it. People had to send her 800 for her to get that 400, and she's complaining. Right, Scam Opera. It's ridiculous. And yes, a million people. I saw, do y'all know the twin sisters out of Connecticut that are on like 90 Day Fiance, or they used to be, and it seemed like none of their relationships worked out? They are on here battling now. And I'm looking at them like, y'all have a boutique, y'all have your own TV shows. Why are you on here battling? Yep, Dorothy and Stacy. They look a hot mess now, by the way. Like, they used to be really cute girls, and they have allowed plastic surgery to go way too far. Yeah, they own a boutique. So is Jeffree Star. A lot of them. And he's up here half the time selling his makeup and the other half battling. Like, what are y'all doing? But Sheena, you aren't them. But she expects to get gifted like they do. Like, I do not understand why people want to engage in battling. Like, why do you want to throw your money? There's this young kid on here, and he's like, TikTok can keep taking my accounts. I don't care. I'm able to go live almost immediately. I don't understand it. But I definitely don't understand it when it's a regular woman. Was it 90? I thought it was 90 Day. Not 90 Day Fiance. Yeah. Wasn't it 90 Day? I don't know. I stopped watching those shows. She does compare herself to big creators. Oh, that means she didn't get her gift gallery last night. I mean, well, at midnight. I thought it was 90 Day Fiance, and can't keep a relationship to save their lives. Can't keep a relationship to save their lives. Plus the spinoffs, for a fact. So Sheena, your attitude is why you will be up here, because you haven't actually changed. You change for the moment, and you're trying so hard to make people believe that you've changed that you sound ridiculous. Well, I need the gift gallery, guys, but if we don't get it, it's okay. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Who's next? Wait, have we done everybody but one? We have. So let's talk about it. So after Josh went on his initial rant about how he doesn't like bullying on this app, he doesn't condone it, that's what awareness does, blada, blada, blada. And I talked about it and I was like, well, first of all, you can't lump everybody into the same category. That while there may be people who do that, you can't lump everybody in. And then you lumped in people teasing people about their sick children. Like, you were all over the place. And I talked about it and I was like, okay. Are we at the pre-beg stage? But I don't know. I just talked about it. And because I talked about it, your wife then came on live and then tried to shame me. She called me Nursing Home Nancy. I didn't talk about the way you guys looked. I didn't talk about the way you guys dressed. I didn't come on here and lie about you. I asked a question. And you called me Nursing Home Nancy. For one thing, let me say this. You better hope and pray you make it to my age. First of all. Second of all, you better hope and wish that you get here with the amount of grace, patience, common sense, intellectual ability that I have. Okay? But let me say this to you. I would rather be a nursing home Nancy than a scamming Susan or a begging Becky or better yet, a lying Lisa. So I will be all the nursing home Nancy you need me to be. Go ahead and talk about me in the way that I look. But at the very least, I'm not lying, scamming, and manipulating. You can talk about how that was a while ago, that you want to put it in the past. You talk about how you don't stand for bullying, and yet your wife bullies me, and you are okay with it. When I haven't said a single thing about the way you look. I don't talk about that. But the moment you have the opportunity to stand on what you claim you stand on, you let it slip. You let people see who you really are. As if that was going to hurt my feelings. I take being called, what was it, Nursing Home Nancy with pride that I've even gotten to this age. Because many people who look like me don't make it. You better hope you can get there. But have at it. Keep talking. Because all you do is add yourself to the grid even more. You want to come back up here. I would have just said what I said and we would have moved on. And then she claims she don't want no problems. Really? Is that really what it is? You don't want no problems? So you call me Nursing Home Nancy, and what was I supposed to go get in the corner and be like, oh my God, she called me Nursing Home Nancy. Oh my God. Girl, please. So which label do you want? Do you want scamming Susan or begging Becky or lying Lisa? Which one would you prefer to take? Or do you want all three? Because you can say whatever you want about the way you think I look and how old I am and rattle. None of that will change the fact that you have begged on this app multiple times for everything you could think of. You got a car, you got a computer, both by saying to your chat that you were using it to get a job. which you did not do. Yes, you have all of them followers and can't get more than 30 or 40 people in there unless it's us. Now you want to promise your chat that you're going to come on 2 hours a day. And yet, your entire content while you're on is complaining about other people on TikTok. What? But the way we do it is wrong. The fact that and then in the same breath will say, yes, there are scammers and beggars and liars on TikTok. So which one is it? Are we actually calling out people who do it, or do we just make it up when it comes to you? Because I remember, you may want to put that in your past and act like it happened years ago. It was just a couple of months ago when you were moving to where you're moving now. Just a couple of months ago. You act like it was 2 years ago. You act like it was last year. It wasn't. This year, you've begged to move. You've begged for your electric bill. And other things, by the way. But those are the last two things I remember you begging, and that was in 2025. Listen, if Texas Mom wants to go broke, let her. I'm worried about new people. People who are already all in, have at it. Give her your entire 401k. I don't care. They can have it. I don't care. I'm trying to prevent new people from being taken advantage of. And of course, what did they do? They added another cat. They now have 5 cats. They better not ask for a dime. They better not ask for a dime. Then he does a video where he's like, I have a problem, guys. I'm addicted to not giving a F. Is that true? Because people who don't give a F don't talk about it. And yet, you are complaining. And then you try to say that it's jealousy. Of what? What is there to be jealous of? Yeah, gangster. Oh, that he comes from the hood, but he lives in the country. Sir, bye. I haven't talked about them in months. Ever since this last ask to move, haven't talked about it. But since you want to shame me, well, now you've made yourself a target. So let's see. Of course, he wants to give them 2 hours a day because now they want to battle 2 times a week. He no longer cares about what people think about him because we're just jealous. Does that make you sleep better at night to believe that we're jealous? Because you know deep down in your heart, nobody is jealous of your life or your circumstances. Nobody. Certainly not over anybody over here. And I can speak for myself. Jealous of what? That you're younger than me? I've been where you are. I'm okay with it. I'll take me over you any day. And then you said we need therapy because we wake up every day hating them. I don't hate you. I don't like what you do to the people who support you, but hate you for what? Right. The Bible discusses being happy in with your gray hair. That people with gray hair should be respected. Why? Because we've already lived what you're going through. But guess what? I never had to beg anybody for anything, even when I was your age. So now they're back in the building a family stage. Why? So that they could continue to gift you? He said he was going to use his YouTube channel to yap and spaz out. Thank you. Go ahead and do that. He said because he can't do it on TikTok. You know, TikTok is sensitive. Which one is it? Are you over it? Do you not care? Or do you need to go to YouTube and spaz out? Literally, the last 3 lives that I have seen, it is of him complaining about TikTok and people on it, and then also wanting to rebuild this family that he cares about so desperately. And yet you have to remind yourself to ask them how they're doing. He kept suggesting that people go look at his last video. Why do you have to suggest it? Your family would just automatically watch it, no? Oh, I appreciate you guys in the taps. You guys are the reason why I don't have problems. So I appreciate you. Then he said that we need his name to build and make money. Sir, I talk about 9 people, and you are rarely a mention. You have an inflated sense of self. You think that you are more important than you are. I could never talk about you again, and I would still have people here. And do you know any other word besides bro? Any other word? Because that's your favorite. It is unbecoming. It lets me know that there's no way you and I could actually have an intellectual debate of any substance. Because the only thing you would say is, bro, why are you talking about me, bro? Why are you talking, bro? It would be shooting down to have a debate with you. Which is why, even though you promised to talk to me, you allowed your wife to lie and say that you never said it and then block me. Again, blocking is symbolic, clearly, because I get to watch you whenever I want. I talk about you because you won't talk to me. I've given you multiple opportunities. And I didn't say come to my live and get over talked and muted. I came to your live where you had the control and asked you multiple times. And then you let your wife lie and say that you didn't say you would debate me. And it was, I will talk to you after we get this money for the electric bill. And I said, okay. And I waited patiently. and you had it by the Monday and you came on and I said, can we talk now? Right, Suze. It's because people haven't unfollowed, they just refuse to support because they've watched it. Now they want to rebuild the family. Thank you, Connie. What? They could have, Suze. They absolutely, I wouldn't put anything past them. When they were trying to build and grow, a lot of people did that. And then, what was it? Saturday night, you were complaining about not having big gifts. White socks. Go back to sleep, buddy. Don't start. But then said, we don't need gifts. Now, of course, he starts to complain about awareness. He said he wakes up early in the morning and people are talking about him, and then he's up late at night and people are talking about him. We wouldn't have to talk about you if you didn't do what you did. Buddy, we are almost finished. He's like, it is 9:30, ma'am. We're already supposed to be done. Okay. I thought you weren't going to let what anybody said about you bother you. Isn't that what you said in the video that you kept asking people to watch? And then you complained about your wife being bullied. How rich. How rich. But it's okay for her to bully me. It's okay for her to make comments about my appearance when I've never made one about hers or yours for that matter. Then he said we were Karens who were hateful and judgmental. Sir, did you or did you not beg over and over and over again to get money that you should have been taking care of your family? Did you or did you not say you were quitting working on multiple occasions to pursue your middle school dream of being a content creator? Did you or did you not? And White Sox, please stop hitting the phone. Because you can call me whatever you want. You can't call me a liar. But what did Kendrick say? Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't have to tell any truths about you. Thank you a little bit. And so then yesterday evening, he was in the car. Why are you in the car on live? Like, for what? You have a whole little studio set up. But he was in the car, and he was like, I don't know why people hate on people like me. But then he said something very interesting. And if you guys were there, you might not have picked up on it, but I did. So at some point, he felt like, and maybe people were telling him he was lagging. And he said, let me pull closer to the Wi-Fi. Now, that might not mean anything to anybody. But it made me think, why do you have to pull closer to the Wi-Fi? Is your phone off? so that you have to be close to the Wi-Fi in order for it to work? I have questions. That's all. I have questions. Why do you have to pull closer to the house in order for your phone to work? Huh? I don't know. It was just interesting to me. Just a little interesting. I have questions. But then he said, we're not asking for money, we're just chatting. But every single time he comes on, he's focused on us and us bringing or shining a light on their past behavior. So, was I right? Was this a soft landing into Beg Talk? We'll see, because I'll be watching. Go ahead with your 2 hours a day of building this family so that you can battle. Battling is TikTok sanctioned begging. And if that doesn't work out for you, we know what you'll do because you've done it before. You will just beg for it. And as long as you're on here doing you, I'll be on here doing me. But keep building this family and refusing to meet with me. I'm okay with that. Oh, you hear the purr? Yeah, he's right here. They can hear you, buddy. I can barely hear you, but they can hear you. Make that make sense. He's a happy boy. Wait a minute. What did you say, 420, Tammy? Listen, y'all, he's not the good boy that he sounds like right now, trust me. Don't actually have an actual battle. They were just seeing who they could get them. Yes, I agree with you, 420. 110%. Oh, they are spoiled rotten. Let me tell you. So, you keep doing you, and I'm going to keep doing me, bro. Okay, bro? I got you, bro. I'm watching, bro. Since that's how you communicate, I figured let me communicate in your bro world. Because even she says it. It's hilarious. So, the final thing I'm going to end with. You know what I always say? First of all, hug your loved ones because tomorrow isn't promised. And I always suggest that people do self-care and the goal 15 minutes. But some of us don't have it or we haven't practiced it intentionally and so we don't have it. So for the next few lives, we're going to do self-care in a minute. So we're going to start with these 4. You can drink a glass of water in a minute. You can close your eyes and close out the surroundings in a minute. You can hug someone in a minute. Or you can write in your journal for a minute. Most of these you can even do at work when you need a moment. So we're going to do these 1 minute ideas until we conclude them. Oh, Mark is live, I think. And then we'll move on to 5 minute, 10 minute, and 15 minute self-cares until people have enough ideas that they can do it. Because the hardest part is starting. The hardest part is starting. But when you think, okay, all I have to do is drink a glass of water, that doesn't feel as daunting. Yes, I saw. Sometimes some people don't have somebody to hug. Hug yourself. Let yourself know that within yourself, you have everything you need to accomplish what you want. And as long as you're not behind the wheel of a car or flying a plane, you can close your eyes for a minute. And if you don't have a journal, if you don't have something you can write in, use the Notes app in your phone. Oh, thank you, Daisy May. So I have one other thing that I want to do, but I'm not finished with it yet. But when I do, I'll have it for you. As usual, I appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here with me early in the morning. I want everybody to have a blessed day. And if I'm going to ask again, if any of you are watching the Final Four, or apparently Gabby closed her account, she'll be back because she can't get let go of TikTok. But we still know who her mods are or were. And if you don't know, there are so many people that cover Gabby. Go find out and then send it to the mods. I do a lot. I can't do everything, but I really want to hold that live. So help us out, please. And I'm going to end today with this. Echo, play I Don't Give a Fuck. I Don't Fuck With You by Big Sean.
Here's I Don't With You, explicit by Big Sean, featuring E40 on
Shout out to the scammers.